Welcome. Today we will practice the first foundation of Vipassana meditation, mindfulness of the body. Firstly, we will look at some brief philosophy. Then we will look at what is the right attitude to practice Vipassana meditation. And then finally, we will cover a guided meditation practice. So, point of Vipassana meditation is really seeing reality as it is without being affected by our conditioning. So it's basically seeing reality in high definition with really this microscopic vision. This is what we are developing. And yeah, we have a beautiful surrounding here of Vatsoparam Meditation Center in Thailand. Okay, so let's explore this first foundation of Vipassana, the body. And of course, Vipassana meditation is about normal life, natural life. So you will see the life keeps on happening around us, all the sounds, all the experiences, they happen. Okay, so body. Why is the body first foundation? Because body is perhaps easiest to feel. So makes a very good meditation object for most people. And especially when we are starting out, we start with the body often. Okay. And this discourse is from Buddha's famous teaching called Satipatthana Sutta, or Four Foundations of Mindfulness. And I'll rely a lot on my personal practice, and we will keep this very beginner friendly. Okay, so let's now cover what is the right attitude to practice. What I found really helpful is approaching meditation without having strong sense of preferences towards I like this or I don't like this. So coming to meditate with almost like this open mind without having much expectations, and just to be able to acknowledge and accept anything that comes up in this particular moment to moment. So we start off our meditation by setting this intention. And also, as my wonderful teacher Ajahn Putta says, we actually renew this intention again and again throughout the meditation with conscious intention of just, noticing this very moment, what is really happening in the body, and just checking if there is any expectations or not. So, this is the attitude we will take towards this practice. And then as we practice, we may start to notice three characteristics of all of our experiences, all of the conditioned phenomena. Anicca, Dukkha, and Anatta in Pali, which is translated as impermanence, unsatisfactoriness of all conditioned experiences, and a sense of no I, or selflessness. So this is something powerful, but we'll cover that more in detail later. So yeah, this is the attitude we will practice with. Attitude of, a curious child. You just come to the practice, making it a learning process instead of trying to create something or stop something from happening. You just make it a learning process. What is really happening in the body? Let's get to know this moment by moment. So, with this curiosity and openness, we approach it. Okay. So, let's go through a guided meditation practice. First, we will do a sitting meditation practice, and then we will do a walking meditation practice. So, with sitting meditation practice, as the Buddha recommends, finding a comfortable seat, keeping your back reasonably erect, reasonably straight. You can, of course, practice it in the comfort of your home, on the bus, anywhere really. And we will utilize the Mahasi method today. So, in the sitting meditation, we will focus specifically on breathing, and we will focus on our abdominal area, and we will notice rising and falling of the belly with each of our breath. Some of you may be familiar with the idea of belly breathing, which itself, is very powerful. So if we are practicing belly breathing correctly, each time we breathe in, tummy should go out. Each time we breathe out, tummy should go in. So breathe in, tummy out. Breathe out, tummy in. Or we can label it as rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. So our intention really here is just noticing each rising and each falling. Really having this microscopic view. And although we will use this labeling technique, our main focus is the actual physical sensation. Initially, you may just notice one step in rising and one step in falling. And as your Vipassana, as your mindfulness becomes stronger, you really start to see each moment is like rising, 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 falling, 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 falling. So in that very moment, this is what we want to catch, be mindful of. Oh, this is where the tummy is rising. This is where it is rising again. Now it's falling, falling. So really momentary awareness is what we are really trying to develop. This is what helps us in developing this microscopic vision. And yeah, leading us towards those insights, especially with this practice, I find sense of impermanence comes quite quickly, and we will also even explore the sense of no I. Okay, so now I invite you to close your eyes if you like, finding a comfortable seat, having your back somewhat straight, and let's start taking our attention to the stomach and just natural breathing, rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. As I mentioned, we will not focus so much on the labeling. Labeling is just secondary, but main focus is the actual physical sensation of rising and falling. So let's continue this for a few minutes. rising, falling, rising, falling. Keeping the eyes closed. And you may notice that whilst you're focusing on rising and falling, you might hear some beautiful sound in the background. Then that's okay if that's the most obvious noticeable thing. Then you just become aware of that. And we use the labeling technique again and perhaps say hearing, hearing, hearing. Don't need too much of detail, just one word to describe the actual process. Hearing, smelling, touching, whatever sensation comes up for you. Anything from any of your senses. And similarly, even if thinking starts to happen, the beautiful thing in this practice is we don't even try to stop thinking. We just become aware of that and start labeling it. Thinking, thinking. This labeling is actually a very powerful technique because it anchors us in this very present moment without really involving us in the story or being too attached to the experience. So it's almost like instead of being the actor in the movie that the mind might be producing, we become almost like the audience. And whenever thinking naturally falls away, then we come back to breath again. Rising, falling, rising, without any expectations. Just notice in this very moment, where exactly is this stomach moment? And continue on. In case you lose awareness or mind, whenever you remember, gently come back to breathing, rising, rising. Last 30 seconds. See if you can really develop that microscopic vision and see if you can pick up, notice each little movement. How many moments can you notice within each rising? And how many moments can you notice in each falling? Is this really you who is doing the breathing? Wonderful. Now finishing up this little part of our sitting meditation. That was Vipassana on the body, on the breath, using the Mahasi method while sitting. And what is really useful is actually to combine both sitting Vipassana meditation and walking Vipassana meditation. So I will show you again the Mahasi technique. Mahasi Sayadaw, if you're unfamiliar, he was a very famous Buddhist monk a little bit before Goenkaji's time. And yeah, he developed this really wonderful technique. Okay, so with walking Vipassana meditation, very simple. You please stand up and I will show you how to practice. So imagine these two are your feet. So in the first step, we just want to start with level 1 of awareness. So all we want to do is just right, left. Just be aware as your right foot is stepping and then left foot. And you can just use the labeling technique with just say right, left, right, left. An important point, you don't just want to say it, but in this very moment, you just want to notice, this is when the right is going, this is when the left is going. So you start with that. And once you practice that for a little bit, you can go to the level 2 of walking Vipassana meditation, where you will break down each step into 2 little sub steps: lifting, placing, lifting, placing, lifting, placing. And I'll finally show you the third one. If you want to even go one step deeper into the microscopic vision, then you can break each step into 3 little sub steps: lifting, moving, placing, lifting, moving, placing. And really being aware in that very moment, as you say lifting, feel that sensation on the feet. As you say moving, feel that sensation in the feet. As you're placing, feel that sensation. So I invite you to just walk around, perhaps in your room. You just need a very small space. Just walking very nicely and slowly. This is not walking exercise, it's more meditation. So very slowly, step by step, start with level 1, right, left, and then progress. We'll give you a couple of minutes to practice walking Vipassana meditation. Whenever thinking starts to happen or any other sound, please stop walking. Just acknowledge and label thinking, 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 or hearing, hearing, hearing. No need to push away thinking. Whenever thinking goes away naturally, start walking again. This is a very natural, very effortless way of practicing Vipassana. Okay, wonderful. Slowly finishing up the walking meditation. So today we discussed the background briefly of Vipassana meditation, the right attitude to practice, which is, without having strong preferences or expectations, really being aware in this very moment, whatever it is, without any preference, even if it's thinking. So very effortless way of practicing. And then we covered both sitting meditation and walking meditation. You can experiment, but I actually find it useful to start with walking meditation first, especially when mind has been quite busy. And then it's very good to walk first, develops a level of mindfulness and concentration, and then I sit down and practice. So I invite you to start off. You might just start off with as simple as 5 or 10 minutes, but have similar amount of time with both sitting and walking. So start with say 5 minutes of sitting meditation and 5 minutes of walking. Then maybe take it to 10, 15, 20, etc. But really the key is daily practice. And you will really start to see the difference. So friends, thank you very much. And please let us know any suggestions, any thoughts by commenting here. And yeah, let's all practice and awaken together.